first, before we go into the summary of what we've heard, let me step back a little bit to 2015-16 time frame, when the Smart Cities mission was launched in the country. And around that time, we were at an IoT conference, and we got together and decided, we were told by the Ministry of IT to look into IoT for smart cities, and what it would take to bring IoT into smart cities and what it meant. So we quickly put together a team of experts from different disciplines and started deliberating over it. And one of the anecdotes that somebody shared with us was about the city of Bangalore, where one of the secretaries from the government was caught in a traffic jam one evening, and it was a horrible traffic jam, and he got very frustrated with it. And as Bangalore is, the rain is patchy, it rains in some parts and it is not raining in the other parts, and it tends to affect the flow of traffic. So he remembered that in the last few weeks he had approved, two important projects. One to the Department of Traffic Management to deploy a software application for managing the traffic, and the other one was to the Meteorology Department about forecasting rainfall or other weather increments in the city. So he called the heads of those two departments and told them that now that you have all this software, can you make these two applications work together and create a feature which would route the traffic, and manage these traffic jams which happen when it rains in the city. So they went back and came back with a new bill, almost equal in amounts to the earlier amounts that they had taken for the software packages, right? To make these two packages interwork, they needed, if there was let's say maybe 15-20 crores for one and 15-20 crores for the other, they came back with another bill of a few crores to make the two interwork. So this, what if there was a common services layer platform in the first place that those packages had been designed to, then this would have been a non-issue, right? So what now let's, what we have seen in the last 3 days is that we have understood the need and the importance of 1M2M. You saw all the government officers from the various departments, the Ministry of Home and Urban Affairs. Just a minute. So we saw, the Department of Telecommunication, we've had representation from the different departments, from the Bureau of Indian Standards, all highlighting how important adoption of this national standard is, and the urgent and important need we have in the Smart Cities mission. The Smart Cities mission, I'm sure, which was built with if you go to the Smart Cities mission webpage, you will see that the original proposal that was to be filled by the various cities talked about 24 different areas, right, in which they were going to bring. And it was, so all cities are expected to ultimately create smarts in all those 24 verticals, but they're supposed to do it in a phased manner. So the entire mission was planned like that they will pick up 2 or 3 and they'll be funded for that, and then gradually they will grow on that initial infrastructure that they put for a few verticals, and then slowly make. But I'm sure they've realized that without a standard based deployment, they're, instead of getting into a plug and play model, they have actually been caught up in a rip and replace model, which means that in each phase they again need to reinvest. The earlier investments become useless. So and that's probably also accountable for the for what was being expected with smart cities not happening. So the urgency and need of deploying standards-based deployments in smart cities is very, very important. And the Ministry of Home Affairs, whom we started interacting with in 2017, sent a formal notification to the Department of Telecommunication as they realized the frustration of these vendor lock-in solutions that were being deployed in the cities. They came to DOT and asked for a standard, and that request came to TSDSI, and we were able to propose 1M2M as that standard. And then the journey began to get it recognized as a national standard. So again, going back to what we've seen in the last 3 days, we've understood the need and importance. We've seen the maturity of the standard. Now that 1M2M is at release 4 and release 5 is already beginning deliberation. We've seen the early deployments happening in Korea and some of the other cities in Europe and other parts of the world. That this standard is beginning to mature. Okay, the scope that it addresses, and in the security session we saw what are the new challenges coming up with this deployment of this standard, and the various technologies and the features that are being used as this is being evolved. So now that we have this, all this good work in creating a standard which is deployable, which is useful, which is needed, what's the most important thing that will make it a success? And that's what I think we are going to address today. We are going to address this post-standardization things, right? The post-standardization aspects of requirements development, so that, is there a formal and a template or a methodology for developing the requirements of the different verticals and making them 1M2M compliant, or extracting those requirements and evolving 1M2M to address those. Okay, and how do you bring out these use cases as you engage with the verticals, the people who are going to deploy this? How do you get into pilots and trials to mature the deployment before you open it up fully, and roll it out fully? What are the interoperability and interworking? So obviously the complexity of what it takes to make a use case like a smart city happen is, where there are so many verticals, there are so many other standards, right? We talk about interworking with 3GPP, we talk about interworking with OCF, and so many other standards that this needs to interwork with. So what is required to ensure that this interworking will happen seamlessly as these deployments further take shape? And finally, test and certification, right? So unless we have a test and certification framework, so I expect that today's session will bring out these important aspects from the various talks that we have from our speakers here, and I will hand it over to Arindam, to walk us through the whole day's flow. But this is what I think, these post-standardization aspects, the infrastructure and the framework that we in India need to make happen to really ensure the success of 1M2M based deployments in this country, by establishing these use case labs, interoperability test beds, or interop events we should be conducting here, and the test and certification infrastructure in the country. I think these are extremely critical as the next phase. So thank you once again, everybody, for joining, and I am looking forward to a very insightful and a lot of important learnings in this session. And over to you, Arindam.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Pamela. A wonderful keynote address. You let me turn on my video as well. At least people would know. Yeah. I think I'm about to be visible. So yeah, once again, thanks a lot. You have summarized what we have discussed so far in the past 3 days, and today is the final day. and it's jam-packed for everyone. So we are going to discuss about the use cases in our country. We are also going to discuss the most important aspect, which is behind everybody's mind as to so many technologies, and 3GPP is one of the key technology that is being talked about in the IoT, IoT arena, IoT ecosystem. So there are talks regarding that, but first and foremost,